Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical-grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician, who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
Fox Sports Update.
All right, Jim Harbaugh coached him up. His Chargers pulled the upset on the Chiefs, 27-21, the final from Brazil, as it really was Friday Night Lights.
Can't go 2-0 unless you're 1-0. And our guys really prepared for it. They worked extremely hard. And just throughout the course of the game, you could tell that our guys weren't going to be denied.
It was the Chargers' first win over the Chiefs since September of 2021. They snapped a 7-game skid against the team that has dominated the AFC. Elsewhere, as we gear up for the first full Sunday of action, bad news for the Denver Broncos, specifically their defense. They'll be without both linebacker Dre Greenlaw and defensive tackle Malcolm Roach. Broncos host the Titans in Week 1. And how about Josh Allen, the stud quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, will be honored by his college team. In November, the University of Wyoming set to retire Allen's number 17. Meanwhile, the Browns have signed rookie running back Quinshon Judkins to a fully guaranteed deal. It's 4 years, $11.4 million. Another signing, the Titans have agreed to a contract extension with safety Amani Hooker. The 3-year deal was worth $48.6 million, with $29 million in total guarantees. Elsewhere, the Packers expecting to have Micah Parsons. He's listed as questionable for the opener against the Lions. Not exactly sure how long Parsons will play, but again, listed as questionable and will give it a go. Sad news from the world of hockey. Ken Dryden, the Hall of Fame goaltender who helped the Canadiens win 6 Stanley Cups in the 1970s, died of cancer at age 78. And from baseball, Davey Johnson passed away at the age of 82. For more scores, stories, and features, go to foxsports.com. I'm Jay Berman.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com. It's the Will Cain Show. Watch it live at noon Eastern, Monday through Thursday on foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss a show. Get the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days, the rhythm and soul in so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake
That means we are watching football this morning. And I am all about watching football this morning. Holy cow. Now, I know there's a lot of folks out there who are trying to not know about football until later tonight. I'll give you a heads up when I'm going to talk about it. I'll give you a fair warning. I'll say, hey, earmuffs. And then I'll tell you it's okay. But for right now, hey, just want to say good morning. It's 81 degrees out here in sunny Saipan, and it is sunny. It's a beautiful day so far today, and it's even better because you're here with us. What are we looking at for the rest of the day? We're looking at isolated showers, mostly sunny skies, and a high near 87. A very light breeze rolling in just to take the top off. Not too bad. You got to enjoy it. Perfect weather for just about all this week. It's looking amazing right now. Of course, anything can change out here in Saipan in the blink of an eye. Who knows? But at least the forecast is looking mighty fine for the rest of the week. So keep it up there, weatherman. If you are happy about the weather, give Landon Aidlet a call and say, thanks, buddy. If you don't like the weather, well, it's not his fault. But that's what we got so far. It is a gorgeous day outside right now. And I'll tell you what, traffic's not looking too bad either. I know school's going on and everything like that, but don't worry. You could do it a lot better by hopping on Transit CNMI. But let's take a look at what the roads look like right now. As we take the look back, not too bad. Always at the intersections, the trouble spots going on right now. You can see down there in Coblerville, over by Southern, there's going to be a little backup over in CK. You can see in P out, very slow over there by the Hopwood intersection. Folks trying to get either way to drop their kids off at school right now, or they already did drop off their kids and now they're trying to get out of there. Over there by Mount Carmel, you can see the traffic's a little backed up. People stuck at the light over there. Out in front of us by the AK intersection, looking pretty nice. Just a little bit. People heading south on Beach Road stuck at the light. Hey, that's not bad. Even at IT&E, it's looking mighty good. I mean, it's looking fast, super fast, almost as fast as their fiber connection. And it's buried. Ooh. All right, over there by the Elbow, McDonald's there, looking a little bit slow in either direction because people are going by thinking, should I get that coffee? Coffee I should have. Where did Yoda come from? I don't know, but I heard it when I was saying it, so I had to go with it. Hey, McDonald's again, area stuff getting a little bit slow. Over there for folks heading north on Middle Road, when you get to Quartermaster Road, it's a little bit slow as well. Don't worry. It happens. All the other lights are looking pretty good, but when you start getting into Garapan, that's when it starts to slow down. That's right, over there by the museum. If you're trying to make a turn by Turnkey Solutions, it's going to be a little bit slow right now for folks heading north and for folks who are trying to take a left at the light. Not such a bad idea, though. It's not a bad deal. You're okay. But when you get over to the main intersections over there in Garapan, you're getting a little bit of folks who are stuck at the light, like over there by the pickleball intersection. Pickleball? Okay, tennis courts, whatever you want to call it. But I think pickleball is taking over the world, and that's the place where it's a little bit slow right now. East Drive going up the backside, looking mighty good. I'm talking like no headaches, no hassles. You're getting all around the island like a champ. Even through Papago and everything. How about by the home of the Canaries? That's where it slows down a little bit. And you can see a little bit once you get by Natibu Drive. But as you get around by Akiza Drive, where you drop off the kids, it's not bad at all. Over there by Shell Dan and at the college by Mango 6, you got people backed up at those lights, but it's not too far. Where you are getting a little bit of slow stuff is on Chalmonsignor Martinez. Sometimes that's a pain, and it is right now. Over there by Food Stamp. That's right, Nutrition Assistance Program. It's definitely a little bit slow over there right now as folks are lining up and get ready to get their benefits. And then when you get all the way down to Guangdong Hardware, it's a little bit slow too. But again, it's not bad. Traffic's looking pretty good out there. And it could look even better if you were sitting in the back of one of the buses on the Blue Line. That's right. It's only $2, takes you anywhere you need to go on the Blue Line. Unless you're a student, a veteran, active duty military, a Manamco, or an individual with disabilities. If that's the case, it's only $1 anywhere you need to go on the Blue Line. And they are ready for you. Need to go to work? No problem. Need to go out and party a little bit? No problem. They're there for you. 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 at night. Yeah, don't party too late because you're not going to be able to make that morning bus. And weekends and holidays, 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. And make sure you're using exact change. They're not going to be giving you any change, baby. That's right. If you only got $4 on you, or maybe you only got a $5, they can't give you change. So just give a couple other people buy their tickets too. If you want to find out more about what's going on at Transit CNMI, give them a call at 236-2682, 236-2682. That's right. And you can find it. We're looking at their website right now. That's how you can see what they've got going on. You can see that the northbound bus is over there by Paseo de Marianas right now. Southbound is over there by Nutrition Assistance Program. Yeah, because the bus goes there too. And when you're on that bus, you don't even have to pay attention to what's going on the roads. You just got to chill, enjoy those nice, clean, air-conditioned seats, and you can use their free Wi-Fi. Yes, they have free Wi-Fi. Can you believe that? That's ridiculous. Anyway, that's what they got going on over there. And it's a great way to go. I'm a fan of Transit CNMI, and you should be too. And right now they got the blue line, but they're going to be expanding all over the CNMI. That's Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. Who knows? Maybe one day they'll do Poggin. But that's going to take a little bit longer to get around if you're getting to Poggin, for sure. Anyway, I know that they're looking at the ferry service, and that would be something that would be a big boon for the NMI. Not sure how that's going to work out or when it's going to work out, but maybe one day we'll be able to get between Saipan, Tinian, and Rota and bring our cars with us. Holy cow, that would be the best. Hey, we got a bunch of things. There are a lot of things going on today, including the folks over at PSS. They are rallying the troops. Were you added to that WhatsApp group over the weekend? I was. And then we got all kinds of messages, got added to a WhatsApp group, found them over there on Instagram. Oh, my gosh. It's so exciting. I am yawning about it right now. I'm serious. It was pretty wild. PSS, they are getting ready to protest today. They said it's after school. And we put it out on the NMI News Service. You were able to see it on the page yesterday after we got all the information from them. Drafted up a story and got it out there for you. They're calling for students, parents, and teachers to mobilize because they've got some budget cuts coming their way. Now, they're guaranteed 25% of the budget in the Constitution. But the question is do they need more, or is that it? Well, they're saying they need more. Based on where the budget's going, they're saying that if they're only going to get 25%, we need to have a $200 million budget, because they're asking for just about over $49 million. $49 million PSS is asking for. That's pretty massive. Now, they are right now, if the budget's going to come out to be about like $130 million, you figure a quarter of that is going to be just over, do the quick math real quick. What is that? Like 30 million and change, like 31 million or something. And that's what they're looking at. And PSS is saying, whoa, we can't handle that. You guys, we're asking for 49. You can't give us 31. So they're going to have a big protest about that today. They're going up to the legislature. The question is, and this is for you guys to answer as taxpayers, if they ended up getting, like, if the budget comes out to be about like 135 million, right? And they're going to ask for 50 million, then do you think you can cover it? Do you think we should cover it? Do you think that that's the right amount? I don't know. Unless our budget is going to be around 160 million, you can't swing that. So how the heck are you going to pay for everything? You're trying to fund the retirees with their extra 25%, right? And then you're trying to take care of PSS. But is PSS, can you give 1/3 of your budget to the community? That would actually be more than 50%, more than 33%. I think they'd be creeping up around the 35% level. And let's see. It would be 36%, roughly, if the budget's $135 million. Can we afford that much for PSS? And does PSS need to look inside and do a little trimming of the fat as well? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, really, okay, 1 second. What percentage is, 1 second. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, can they operate at like $31 to $33 million? The answer is yes, they're going to be able to do it no matter what. The question is, what are they going to sacrifice by losing it? It's a tough question. It's a tough question. This is a terrible thing that PSS could have their budget reduced. But the thing is, if there's not enough money coming in, you can't put all that money out. So how are you going to deal with that? Public school system, how are you going to deal with it with your teachers, your staff, and everything else? How can you do it? Well, I'll tell you one thing you need to stop doing, spending a buttload of money on your graduations. No, it's okay. We're using the ETC money. That is not what the ETC money is for, guys. You got to use that for school operations. I don't care if your PTSA groups decide that they want to spend the ETC money on graduations and food and music at a venue. No, have your venue at the school. If you don't have any money, you can't get yourself a fancy venue. And do you need it? My graduation from high school was, guess where? At my high school. When I had my little moving up ceremony for my middle school, guess where it was? At my middle school. How about when I was moving up elementary school? It was at the elementary school. We don't need to be spending money at all these fancy venues to have your graduation. And who said there has to be food? It's culture. I know, dude. I know it. I know it. I know it. I do. I totally get it. I totally get it. But there's nothing that says that you have to spend that kind of money on food. You don't. Take up collections, do some fundraising, do something like that during the year. You know, have your fundraisers during the school. Like, that's it. I think you can't do that. Then the other thing people are going to point the finger at PSS is going to be travel. It's going to be travel. And I also want to say these PDs, these professional development things, when they book a giant room at a hotel and it includes food, where's all that money? Is it federally funded? Okay, that's cool. Maybe that doesn't work in to how all the other stuff works. So you're like, it doesn't matter. All right, cool. I know you need fancy buses. You got to get the kids to school. You can't trim on that. How about, are there other vehicles? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's a whole lot of stuff. But you got to be more resourceful. I mean, and that's not easy. It's easy to say it. It's not easy to do it. But you got to look within and figure out if you're able to do the things that you need to do. It sucks. I gotta tell you, it sucks. The idea that there could be such a big funding drop-off for public schools that I understand why they're going to be protesting. But, hey, man, you can't squeeze blood from a rock. It just doesn't happen. If we don't have a budget big enough, you can't command budget for that too. Unless there's some real belt tightening going on throughout the whole Commonwealth. And there is a ton of stuff you need to do for that because I'll tell you what, we don't do it. We do not tighten our belts. No, we don't. We do not. No matter the most, I'm telling you, we don't do it. We give it a lot of lip service, but we don't tighten our belts out here in the CNMI. No. Ask if you want to start looking, the people who control the budget for everybody, right, in the legislature, just look at who's driving what car. And if they're not paying for it out of their own pocket, then you're looking at somebody who's not being fiscally responsible. All those folks with that spending for the slush account, for the office, every office needs to have some funding, of course, right? All of the legislative offices, but the amount of money that they have to get to use based on that extra, is it $2,500 for the House and like $5,000 for the Senate? It's just crazy. They should not be able to do vehicles for the office, and at least not fancy ones for personal use. Well, I got to meet my constituents. Well, dude, freaking, if your personal life doesn't involve you riding a Carabao in a cart from place to place, then you don't need to have. There's not a single legislator in the CNMI that needs a four-wheel drive full-size pickup. Nobody. Or a full-size SUV. Oh, yeah, but I gotta, no. The CNMI people should not be paying for your car. No, should be paying for your fuel, though. I'll give you that. But they should not, there's no reason why the daily driver for a legislator should be paid for by the people of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. And I can hear them all. They're like, oh, F you, Brett. Because I'd be thinking that too if I'd been riding that gravy train. But if you can't make that first cut right there, man, then obviously you don't care. You don't care about fiscal responsibility. If you think that it's a perk of the job for the people of the Commonwealth to use your car, well, man, I can't do my job. I got to drive around. All right. You get a fuel allowance. There you go. I mean, that's it. You get maybe just a runaround vehicle. When you can get a vehicle for your office, and then you've got to you could drive that one around after you get to the office, like a company car or something. The CNMI people are paying for your gas, and they're paying for your car, and it's crazy. The gas, I'm really actually kind of okay with the gas. That's a spot where that is a really good benefit. I mean, you charge it to the office based on your mileage and everything like that. But like, there's no controls on who's buying what car or who's leasing what car. They are spending a butt ton of your money on their personal government vehicle. It's true. Remember when they were saying, oh, we need to tint the window for security? Come on, dude. Really? That was crazy, man. That is crazy. And not only that, now, don't get me wrong. The governor of the Commonwealth absolutely needs to have an official government vehicle with a driver and security. I'm with him. I'm with you on that. I do the same thing for lieutenant governor too, right? Nobody else needs that kind of treatment, right? The other one is, how about when you're the secretary of so-and-so, whatever division you are, do you need to have the full giant size, whatever? No. If you're getting a company car, get whatever. You should just get something cheap. The least expensive thing you can get. That's a good one, something that's quality. But, you don't need to have the most expensive thing. I'm telling you, why am I banging this drum? Because that does not eliminate positions. It doesn't take away from the workforce. It's a way to start tightening the belt, and it's the easiest thing, because whenever you hear the people who are elected that we voted for, whenever you hear them talk about, well, we can't go, we got to be, everybody, it's about, we can't reduce the workforce. Got you. That doesn't mean you can't reduce your expenses. And if you're too chicken to do it, then you should get a different job. Whoever you are, you need to get a different job. Because that's just not how the real world works. It shouldn't. Not if we're having a budget that's going down to like 130 some million. That means you got to spend less money. And by the way, how come every board meeting for all of these semi-autonomous agencies include food? If you're being serious about saving money for the Commonwealth, why are you spending a butt ton of money on your food for your board meetings? And by a butt ton of money, I mean any money. Coffee? Water? Sure. Why are we getting sandwiches? Pack your own lunch. There's no benefit that says you should get, especially, I don't need to call out particular boards, but they all get crazy. Why is public school board, it doesn't matter. I don't have to say the individual ones, but I'll tell you what, the amount of food spent at every board meeting. You're not taking it seriously for expenses if you're having lavish lunches. I know what you're thinking, CPA. You're thinking, what do you talk about? All we got was some Great Harvest or something. Okay, I know that's not lavish. You got some stuff and you're spending money on that. Still, but it's only it doesn't matter. If you're not starting there, you're not starting at all. Well, then why do I want to be on the board? Are you telling me you're only on the board so you can get a free lunch? No, you're already getting a stipend. Bring your own lunch. Pack a lunch. If you're serious about being fiscally responsible and looking for ways to reduce expenses, that doesn't include removing people from their jobs and reducing the workforce, then you got to make some moves. You have to. Oh no, we're gonna make it so you can't travel, and then the next week everybody's traveling. Come on, you guys got to be legit on this stuff. No matter what, nobody. I'm just telling you, they don't need corporate vehicles if you're not making enough money to spend on stuff. No. Name a school here where the commission. I'm just saying, this is not an implication on anyone in particular, but I'm saying name a school that you can't get to with the cheapest car for sale in Saipan, or Tinian, or Rhoda. You don't need, and I don't even know what anybody's driving, from the PSS. I'm just telling you, name a school that you can't get to with that vehicle, with the cheapest. I don't know what it is for Mitsubishi. Was it the G4? What is it for the Eclipse, right? Or Mirage? What is it for Toyota? Is it the Corolla? Do they have something cheaper? What is it for Ford? You name it. Doesn't matter. I'm not singling out brands. I'm not trying to make a pitch for some car. But really, if you're serious about this, then do it, right? And start somewhere. And especially, you're seriously talking about, we can't do it. If you can't do it for less than $49 million, then you're going to do it. You're going to do it for less than $49 million. Trust me, I would love nothing more than to see PSS be able to pay for everything. I don't want to see these kids lose their sports. This is a great development thing. And that's one of the first things they cut. Sports and activities. Screw that. That's why you get principals like the one who used to be at San Vicente, who graveled over the sports field because she thought that was more important. They had parking all around the building. They had it before, and it was fine. It wasn't a safety issue or anything. And all of a sudden, no, now we're going to pave over this softball field that the kids got. That's because they don't care about. That is just a small piece of what PSS thinks about sports. Not just PSS. It's just one of the easy things for them to cut optional activities, because they want to stick with the educational stuff. Of course, it is. But that mental health stuff, what do they say about anxiety? Hold on, I wrote this down. It's one of the easiest things to combat that is activity. And that's why you need to have that kind of stuff in school. That's why you've got to go to school. You got to have physical activity in schools. What is it? Activity is the healer of all anxiety. You end up not letting the kids do that. That's a piece of that. Yeah, but I'll tell you, the most disgusting spend for me is the graduations. I'm telling you, if you're not having your graduation at your school, then you are wasting money. That has to be the number one thing. And then the other one is that when these schools, the administrators let the PTSAs spend the educational tax credit money on their graduations to have fancy stuff. And because I had a good conversation with a friend of mine who's one of these administrators, and I'm like, dude, how could you? Well, no, it's their decision. I'm like, it should not be their decision. It should absolutely not. For a public school, you're going to leave that in the hands of the parents of being able to have a fancy graduation from elementary school. Are you smoking crack? Because you don't have any money. you don't have any money, and the money that people are donating with their taxes to the schools through educational tax credit, that is not so that some kid can have a donut at World Resort as they graduate from elementary school to move on to middle school. That is not what that money is for. You got to put it toward the expenses are. So you can't cry poor if you're spending rich. That's the thing. You're not being responsible. Brad, you're full of it. You don't know anything. That's true. It's true. I do not know where every single dollar goes for PSS. Is it public information? Yes, it is. There it is. Do people know that that's where schools, do people who are giving the educational tax credit, do our general taxpayer base know that the schools, some of them, are using the educational tax credit money to spend for expensive graduations for like elementary school? No. By the way, moving on from elementary school is not the crowning achievement for your family. I know you know that too, and you want the kids to feel important, but you can do that at your school. Man, you can make it a big deal at your school. And if your parents really give a crap, what they could do is fundraise throughout the year, not educational tax credit, for the food or the refreshments that you're going to have there. Educational tax credit does not count for that kind of stuff. You got to pay for your stuff. And then you're going to get to a point where you're looking at redoing all these other things for the school. It's going to cost you tons and tons of money, and you guys are going to find yourselves up this creek without a paddle. And that's where you are. That's where you are right now. And then you're going to look at cutting the sports. It's going to be one of the first things. It's terrible. It's terrible. If you don't want to start firing people and sending them pink slips and saying, sorry about your luck, but you lost your job, then you need to do this other stuff. And if you don't do anything about it, you're just wasting everybody's brain space with your words. I'm telling you. And it starts, hey, there are plenty of fingers to point on all of this stuff. It is. The question is, who's willing to do it? Nobody wants to do it, because when you start focusing on budget cuts, people start automatically defending. You can't take away our employees. Good. Don't. Take away your Nissan Armada. Take away your giant Tundra. Right? That's the kind of crap you got to do. You guys don't... Got to start somewhere. Do you think I'm fired up? I am fired up. But I'm fired up for the common sense perspective here. We're all paying, everybody, if you're watching this and you're here in the CNMI, you're paying for public school. You're paying for public school. You're paying for all these government offices and all that stuff. Are you happy with how this stuff is going? Because no, you're not. Governor Palacios, our late governor, he had to take out a loan to make our budget whole last time, right? Do we want to be taking out loans every time we are trying to get a regular budget? No, we should not be taking out loans to make our budget whole. We should be taking all of these expenses and going crazy over each of them. And if we lack the capacity to do the whole CNMI government, then you need to start agency by agency. And when they cry, well, how come you're starting with us? You say, here's a glass of milk. We got to start somewhere, and we're starting with you. And you know how you can have that kind of authority and do it with a straight face? You start with you. The person who can affect that change, the person who can make that happen, that's the person who has to start with the cuts on them and their office and their expenses. And if it's not them, then nobody's going to look up to you. It's like if you're just a manager who says, do this, do this, do this, and you're not willing to get your hands dirty in some of that work too, well, then no one's going to respect you. Everyone's going to talk smack about you, and then you're done. If you don't do it, if you don't start with you, what is that, Michael Jackson? You don't want to use him as a reference for kids, I know. But hey, he's starting with the man in the mirror. He wanted to make a change. He's changed a few things. But hey, that's essentially it. You got to start with you. That's you. Start with the legislature. Everyone. If you guys don't take this stuff seriously, now that we're at the bottom of our economic slump, and are we at the bottom? Are we still going to get lower? Probably. I don't see any buildings going up lately. I see that container hotel going up north that still keeps adding on to it because they put so much into it. I don't see anybody staying there. It's not open. And it's not like we got more tourists. We got less tourists because of what's going on with Jeju. It's going to look really empty on the roads here. And if we don't start making these changes, these hard decisions right now, you're going to have to turn in those leased vehicles, guys. No, why's it got to be me first? It's got to be you first, because if it's not you first, no one's going to do it. No one's going to do it. They're going to be laughing at you as a hypocrite if you don't start doing it first. That's it. If you're not going to make that change, if you're not going to start, it's not going to happen. So all this protesting that's going to happen today, it's going to be great. I love it because I love that there's a lot of students who are going out there to exercise their First Amendment rights after school today. The kids from the high school, they are going to be up there too. It's going to be the students, parents, teachers, and all that stuff. But if they're not going out saying that they're cutting stuff back, starting with their office, if they're not showing what they're pulling back, then it's pointless. It's pointless. If the leaders are not going to start reducing their expenses, if they're just trying to whip people up, because I'll tell you what, if our budget is $135 million next year, and I'll tell you what, $49 million is not going to PSS. It's not going to happen. It's not. Plain and simple. It's not going to happen. And it would be awful if that was the case, if that much of the budget went to PSS. And then I'm going to see people chowing down on birthday cakes and all kinds of foods and sandwiches at the next. I'm telling you, if you don't start making those changes, and I'm telling you, at the board level, I'll tell you, if the board from PSS buys food for anything, I'm not just talking about PSS. We're talking about PSS right now because we're talking about this budgetary change, right? If they don't start, if the change doesn't start with them, doesn't count. It's all empty. It's all empty. You think this sounds like radical or terrible? The answer is no. No. It's got to start somewhere. Well, but Brad, it's only like, we're only spending a couple $100. Well, no crap, because you're doing that for everything. Everything is like, oh, it's just a little bit here. Oh, it's just a little bit this. Oh, no. I'm going to take another crazy take on this. Are you ready? That youth senate, waste of money. We should not be spending CNMI taxes on the youth senate, the student senate. There's no purpose for it. I know that's blasphemy because there's a lot of good kids who went through it. It's a great experience for them. But really, it means nothing. It's just like, why do we have it? Like right now, present day, why do we have that? Do they have that anywhere else? No. I'll tell you what you could do with that, though. You can make it a island-wide student council, right, with the students, and you could do it through PSS. There's no reason for this thing. There's none. There's no reason for it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Do you think that there's real changes that come when look, I know the kids who are in it are doing it. They believe in it, and they're doing it. So it's not a knock on any of the kids. So if you're a kid who's in it, or if you're a kid who was in it, there's nothing bad about it. Like, there's nothing bad on you or anything like that. No, but we did real stuff. No. Okay, I know you felt like that at where you were at in that point in your life, right? And I bet it did something for you too, but it's not something the CNMI should be funding. Just don't need it. people know, people don't need high school to learn how to be a legislator. No, that's why they have the little boot camps and stuff like that. You don't, I'm telling you, we do not need that. It's an expense that we should wipe out. And also, we should fine the crap out of companies who are working on road projects that take like 12 years. I'm just not sure if the Beach Road project is going to be done by the time our next governor takes office. Hold them accountable. All right. Yeah, I'm serious, man. I am frustrated that because I have so many friends who are teachers in the public school system. I have so many friends who are administrators in the public school system. And even if I know a lot of people who we don't hang out, but still, I know how important public schools is. I was a public school kid. And this is difficult if they're not belt tightening internally. Nope. It's just, it's tough. When I see that travel, when I see those graduations, if the graduations aren't at the school, if they're spending money going elsewhere, I'm telling you, it's terrible. I want these kids in public school to get the best opportunity they can. I want them to have all those activities because I remember what it was like for us. I remember when there were referendums that came up, you know, and if we lost the referendum as a student, if we lost, then there would be no band. That was one of the, I wasn't a band kid, but I know the band geeks, they couldn't have band because it wouldn't be funded anymore. But they would do that for sports too. In fact, hockey was not funded by the school at all. That was all parent funded back in the day when I was there. Back in my time. But for the activities, that's like the musical for the school, you know, the theater department, the band, lots of sports, travel trips, all that stuff. All wiped out with those kind of things. So I feel for these guys if they're going to be losing stuff like that. There's no way in hell that PSS is going to get a $49 million budget this year. It's just not going to happen, right? There's no way. Now, are the schools going to close? No. School is going to happen, and it's going to be slim. Let's look at what some of the things that they were talking about. They're talking about like not having school on Mondays. I mean, what do you do if you're a parent and you're paying taxes to have your kid educated, and now you have to figure out how you're going to, where the money, extra money that you have magically in your pocket to care for your kid when you have school? PSS is funded by parents. It's funded by everybody, but it's funded by the community to handle this. And they're saying that they can't handle it with the amount of money, and they're going to try to figure out how they do it. Totally understand that. But what are they doing to control their costs, to reel in their expenses, to trim that fat? What are they doing? They're going to have to, because no matter what, whatever the budget is, if it's $30 million or if it's $49 million, school is going to open next year, right? It's going to open this year. It's going to stay open. Question is, you know, how are they going to do it? They're going to be cutting the budget, and it's probably going to go as close to 25% as they can get. Right? So what is that going to mean for folks? Now, I know there's federally funded positions within the schools that they don't have to pay for. Like, so that's totally taken care of by the federal funds. So that's great. Then what about everybody else? Well, everybody else, they got to figure out how to pay. You got to start at the top, and you got to figure it out from there. But that's not going to be a lot of money. At least you got to show that you're making a difference. You got to show it. Sandwiches, they don't cost that much. We can do it. No. No. Unless they're paid for personally. The boards should not be buying food. Brad, you're a jerk. Yeah. For this, I'm a jerk. For a lot of things. But especially for this. You can't go out there crying poor and still doing the same stuff. You can't. And who's going to be first? And again, chicken and the egg. Where do you start? Which comes first? It's got to start with our legislators. Oh shit! Why? Why are you bringing us into it? Because it's got to be you guys. You got to reel yourselves in. Yeah, but the rules say that I'm able to spend this. Yeah, but dude, clearly, no. Fix it. I already got that plan for the vehicles. No. Hey, but we need a vehicle for my office to do all this stuff. All right, what's that stuff? Like, whose responsibility is it to bush cut the right of way? Is it the congressman? No. Do they do it? Yeah. If they're using that as an excuse for their expenses or for their budget, take it away. Pass something that says you can't use this money for bush cutting. That is an official function of Public Works. Or the mayor's office, or both. Take it away from the legislators. So when you're saying, hey, I use this money for gas and I use this money for this, okay, take it away. Number 2. This is a tough one, though. It's a tough one. I get the cultural thing about this one, but because it's tough with the tables and the tents and all that stuff, especially for funerals. I know it's a tough one, but you can't pay for that either for taxpayers. You can't. Unless you're paying for it personally. You can't, I know. I'm taking too many swings here. But the thing is, like, you can't. Not when our budget is like this. If our budget goes over like $200 million again, gravy train, go for it. Right now, can't do it, man. Pass regulations within them. And you know what? Nobody's going to want to do it. They're going to keep it in committee. That's why it's important that all these committee meetings are still broadcast live so you can see it. That's why all these senatorial things, they got to be broadcast live so you can see it and then you can watch it again later. True story. All right. That was a pretty good rant. Yeah, that was pretty good. That's a pretty good way to start the show. All right. Well, so what's the latest update with PSS? Well, the latest update with PSS is that they're protesting today. So you want to go up there after school today. Capitol Hill's the place you want to be, out in front of the governor's office. That's where they're going to do it. Yep. Norman, off a day. I know, man. What a game for you guys this morning. That was crazy. Norman is a big Cincinnati Bengals fan ever since we moved back to the mainland. And I love that you're all in for the NFL now. I love it. I'm so happy that you get to experience a little bit of what my life was like when I grown up in the mainland. You know, like, it's really cool. I love seeing it. That you're so into it. Caleb, good morning. He says, cut the micromanagement in every level of government and duplicate departments. Yes, that's true. That is true. Now, the hard thing is on that one, like, if Public Works is doing something and the mayor's office is doing something, it's not easy. Who oversees both of those? Funny enough, governor's office, because the mayor's office falls, at least budget-wise, underneath the executive branch. I know, it's crazy, right? They're an elected position too, but that's how it works. Oh, I know it's because you work for them, by the way, but still, it counts. Hey, and Louisa, good morning. Great to see you today. I loved seeing the photo of you guys over the weekend. Tobot Castro, tip man from Dan Dan. Great to see you, my friend. The weatherman from Dan Dan. Doge. I'm telling you, Randy, if we had one here, it would be good. I know it became a big political thing in the mainland where everybody was griping about it, but I think really it would be awesome if the public auditor actually did audits. We only have 3 people. I know you can't do it. But like if there was some kind of government efficiency agency, it would be awesome if we had it. But, hey, that's what you get. Ann, great to see you this morning. You are the best. Love you, lady. So great to see you. Easy, son. I love that. Yep, I'm telling you, that's right. Glenn Polycare in the house. Great to see you, too. Who else we got? I'm just scrolling back and checking you guys in the comments because I missed all of it when I was, let's just call it ranting. Arlene, great to see you this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Juan, thanks for tuning back in. Juan Hookug in the house. Didi Castro, all the way from the Pacific Northwest. Great to see you. It was great to meet you in person. That was even cooler. I would definitely, Tobot, would you be mad if I put her ahead of you? I mean, in the coolness list? I mean, she's up there. Julie, great to see you this morning. DPL's in the house today, too. In fact, there's so many people bumping in the old comments here. I can't even catch all of them because they keep resetting over and over whenever I get in there. But, guys, it's great to have you all back here again. And we have a lot of stuff that we'll get to today. But that's the pressing issue that's happening today is that PSS, they're having a big protest. They're asking people to wear red and wear black. And it's not the happiest of situations for sure. But, the thing is that it's something that's got to be talked about. I don't like talking about negative stuff. I'm telling you, I do it a lot, but I don't like doing it. Especially, when you got your friends, people who are close to you. You don't want to see them going through this kind of stuff. I mean, it's definitely a hardship for everybody. And I don't want to see this stuff happen to folks. But I know that that's one of those things that's wrapping up, and it's something that we're going to have to get ready for because it's going to be like a big punch in the mouth when they get it. And if you're going to get punched in the mouth, you're going to want to have a good mouth guard. And right now, Paradise Dental Spa has a great deal on mouth guards. True story. They've got a regular price, and they've got a price for the Island Smiles discount dental plan, the only discount dental plan in the Marianas. And it is a smoking deal. By the way, it doesn't matter if you're in the government or if you're in the private sector. You can get the Island Smiles discount dental plan. And it's going to be a lot less than what you're paying now. Do you know how much you're paying right now? Are you paying $4 per paycheck? How about $5? About $6 per paycheck. Well, if you're paying more than that, you're paying too much. Island Smiles discount dental plan with Paradise Dental Spa has $4 a month if you're a single, $5 if you're paying for a couple, and $6 to pay for your whole family. That's per paycheck, and that is the Island Smiles discount dental plan. Well, they've got this great sale going on right now on custom molded sports mouth guards. They're 50% off. I'm telling you, they're crazy. These are the real fancy ones, where kids wear them, athletes wear them so they don't get concussions, they don't chip your teeth and all that stuff. Now, normally they're like $600 if you're not on their plan and $300 if you're a member of the Island Smiles discount dental plan. But now they're 50% off. They're on sale. It's not buy one tooth, get one tooth free. But it is $300 if you're not a part of the Island Smiles discount dental plan, and only $150 if you are a member of the Island Smiles discount dental plan. These things are awesome. This is pro level grade right here. This is not like back in the old days when we would buy those like $10 mouth guards and put them in the boiling water, bite on them, and suck it until it molded. No, this is custom made for you or for your kid, and this is the way to go. Island Smiles discount dental plan at Paradise Dental Spa. You can give them a call to find out more information at 234-4040, or better yet, you can go down to visit them on Middle Road in Gualarai. It's the big orange building with the really nice sign, and you can almost see their smiles from the road. But pay attention to the car in front of you. Go in there and give them a visit. Paradise Dental Spa. Give them a call, 234-4040, and find out why more people are making the switch to Paradise Dental. We'll be back with more, including the news and sports updates right after this.
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical-grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician, who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
Fox Sports Update.
A changing of the guard, at least for now, in men's tennis. Carlos Alcaraz beating Jannik Sinner in 4 sets to win the U.S. Open, dropping only 1 set throughout the entire tournament and taking over the #1 ranking in the world, which Sinner had held since June of 2024. This was the 3rd straight time that a major championship had come down to those 2 men in the final, and they've now combined to win each of the last 8 Grand Slam titles. Elsewhere, some say that it should be a national holiday, the first football Sunday of the NFL season, and we got a little addition of trading places to help kick things off. See, last year, Aaron Rodgers was on the New York Jets, and Justin Fields was on the Pittsburgh Steelers. This year, Rodgers is in Pittsburgh while Fields is in New York, and coincidentally, the teams opened the season up against each other. Now, both guys played well. Fields threw for 1 score and rushed for 2, but it was Rodgers getting the last laugh, passing for 4 touchdowns, and then seeing Chris Boswell kick a go-ahead 60-yard field goal with just over a minute left, giving his Steelers a 34-32 win. After the game, Rodgers admitted it was a little extra sweet to beat the team that didn't want him back.
There were probably people in the organization didn't think I could play anymore, so it was nice to remind those people that I still can.
On the diamond, every team in Major League Baseball with right around 20 games left in the regular season and a spicy race brewing for the final playoff spot in the American League, with the Seattle Mariners entering the day with just a 1-game lead on the Kansas City Royals and a 1.5-game lead on the Texas Rangers for that third wildcard spot. Wrapping up a series in Atlanta, the Mariners scored a season-high 18 runs to get an easy win. Meanwhile, KC lost and the Rangers won, so it is now a 1.5-game lead for Seattle over Texas for that last spot. The college football, the new AP rankings are out. Ohio State, Penn State, and LSU stay 1, 2, and 3. Illinois, meanwhile, is up to 9. That's the first time the Illini have been in the top 10 since 2001. You can listen to and follow the Fox Sports Podcast at foxsports.com or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Greg Thompson.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com. It's the Will Cain Show. Watch it live at noon Eastern, Monday through Thursday on foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss a show. Get the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Did he go too far? I'm Daria Alminger. Fox News. Democratic lawmakers and other members of the party are not happy about a social media post by President Trump announcing Chicago would be the next city to get federal troops. Fox's Mike Tobin is there.
A lot of familiar faces in this protest because it was a group of 11 different protest groups that have gathered around the city from time to time, and they came together under the umbrella of the Coalition Against the Trump Agenda. So they protested everything across the board, but really focused in on the president's agenda when they were speaking. Now, the flames were fanned by this post that was put up by the president on Truth Social, calling Chicago Shypocalypse, channeling Robert Duvall from the movie Apocalypse Now, and said Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War.
Chicago officials say the troops are neither wanted nor are they needed. The president says he's ready to go to second stage of sanctioning Russia now that Moscow has launched its largest air attack on Ukraine since the war began, targeting Kyiv with drones and missiles. Ukrainian officials have confirmed 4 deaths. This is an important Saturday for a day for Japan's monarchy. Fox's Paul Stevens tells us why.
A ceremony was held Saturday recognizing Japan's Prince Hisahito as an adult and making him Japan's first male royal to reach adulthood in 40 years. Many in Japan fear, however, that he could be the last. Japan's monarchy is the world's oldest and features a males-only succession policy. Hisahito was second in line to the chrysanthemum throne and could become emperor one day. But after him, there's no one left, leaving the imperial family wondering whether they should reverse a 19th century ruling that abolished female succession. Prince Hisahito was a freshman at a university near Tokyo and is presently studying biology with an interest in dragonflies. Paul Stevens, Fox News.
America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, I'm Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. I hope you will join me every Tuesday and Thursday as we navigate life together and hopefully find ourselves a little bit better on the other side.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcast.com. News.
A number of South Korean citizens will go home after last week's ICE raid, which resulted in the detentions of 475 workers. Fox's Madison Scarpino in Georgia with the latest.
South Korean media is saying that the foreign minister is planning to travel to the U.S. to finalize what they are calling an administrative procedure for this deal. And after that happens, South Korea will reportedly send a chartered plane here, and those hundreds of detainees, many who were searched and shackled, will fly back home to South Korea. The foreign country hopes this will not happen again. U.S. immigration officials say the 475 people arrested at this mega site were the result of a months-long investigation into illegal workers.
No detainees are facing charges. The leader in the race for mayor of New York City, a Democratic socialist by the name of Zohran Mamdani, is accusing the Trump administration of interfering in the election. Mayor Eric Adams reportedly met with White House Special Envoy Steve Witkoff about a position in the administration. More from Fox's C.B. Cotton.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul said on Fox News Sunday, it needs to stop. It is up to the voters, and there should not be outside influences on this decision from the White House on down. Let the voters of New York decide.
Her remarks come as Mamdani stood shoulder to shoulder with Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders at that Brooklyn Town Hall event last night. The crowd erupted as Sanders praised Mamdani's campaign and said, quote, "What are these people, these oligarchs, afraid of?" while referencing those outside calls that are aiming to narrow the mayoral field to a two-way race between Mamdani and former Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Adams posting on social media that he was not dropping out of the race. A Republican Curtis Lewa says he was not offered a White House job. I'm Daria Aldinger. This is Fox News.
I'm Janice Dean. Join me every Sunday as I focus on stories of hope and people who are truly rays of sunshine in their community and across the world.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcast.com.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Thank you for your attempt to stream one of your favorite radio stations.
Wake up, sunshine, it's a brand new day. Brad's got the stories that'll light your way. Take a smile on his face, he's ready to share. Good morning, Marianas. Feel the love in the air. Good morning, Marianas. Come join the fun. Together we'll shine like the morning sun.
With the waves crashing in, hear the oceans call. Brad brings the news that connects us all. From the islands to the world, coast Caribbean. Good morning, Marianas, the best time of the year.
Good morning, Marianas. Let's start the day. With laughter and stories, come what may.
All right, good morning, Marianas. We are back again, and we're watching the San Francisco 49ers playing the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Christian McCaffrey is still playing. There's only a minute 44 left in the game. Score is San Francisco 10, Seahawks 13. Purdy is scrambling. He throws to the end zone. Oh, it's a touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the outstretched arms of their tight end. You got to be kidding. Jake Tongs just scores a touchdown. Wow. My goodness. My goodness, what a play. Oh my gosh, how has this happened? That's crazy. That was an amazing play. Brock Purdy, my backup quarterback for fantasy football, by the way. I started Josh Allen. That's just how it works here. Got to do it. Oh my goodness, what a play. Do I have this muted? Oh, I know I do. Here, we can listen. They're going to kick the extra point here. All right, we can listen into this real quick.
He's got it.
There we go.
Be right. Out of the 53-man roster, who is the last guy that you think is going to make an impact? It might have been Jake Tonjes.
I said tongues. But wow, what a catch. So Purdy dropped back, pocket collapses. He goes out to the right. He looks to his left, and he's scrambling for his life. Just throws it up in the end zone, and Tonjes reaches up over 3 defenders to grab this. Outstretched arms. What a great catch. And he's moving all over the end zone, trying to get some separation for his quarterback. And again, it looked like it could have very easily been picked by the Seattle cornerback. That gigantic, tall dude, number 27. Dude is like a beanpole. Anyway, what a play, what a catch. And it was pretty awesome. I'm telling you, it was pretty awesome. Kittle, by the way, tight end, is on the sidelines. He got injured earlier in the game, and he's not wearing his pads or anything right now. So now they're going to kick it off. Again, so San Francisco up 17-13 now. They take the lead with 1:34 to go. Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks making their way onto their field in the dark blue unis, their home unis. San Francisco wearing the white and gold, as they wear those all the time anyway. They're great. Bruce, so here's the problem. Bruce said, hey, are we going to be getting Buffalo-Baltimore live stream today? I would. I have a meeting at 10 o'clock, dude. It's awful. I know. I should just cancel it, but I really need it. All right, but we will walk you through, and we'll let you know how this is going to work out. So right now, in the shotgun is Sam Darnold. The ball is on the 35-yard line of Seattle. He drops back to pass. He scans left. He throws right over the middle, and the catch is made for a first down by Smith-Njigba. And so they're moving the change. Clock is ticking. 1st and 10, 1:20 left to go, and it's still ticking. Snap is made from the 46. Here's the pass. And off the outstretched fingertips of Stout. And Stout, by the way, is a quarterback. You don't want to be throwing to that guy. So the clock's going to stop now. It's going to be 2nd and 10, 1:13 left to go. And Seattle is dropping back in the gun with a wide spread. Oh, man, what a great, Stout really got a great hand on it. And it still wasn't a great throw anyway, because it was going to be behind the receiver. Anyway, again, in the shotgun, 2 out to the left, 2 out to the right, a running back by his side. Darnold drops back. Pocket still good. He throws it deep down the left-hand side. The catch is made by Smith-Njigba again. Oh, my goodness, what a catch. Out of bounds. And it is 1:06 left. What a catch. Oh, my goodness. Sam Darnold saving his best for last. He's only 15 of 22 for 110 yards so far today. And, man, now a deafening crowd. Of course, they got to be quiet again so he can get the play from the sidelines. Great separation by Smith-Njigba. Gets the catch and goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line. And look at that. With a minute left, Seattle's got the ball at the 15. Look at that. No, it is at the 14-yard line. Darnold's got the ball. He drops back. Shotgun again. Looking left. Oh, it's not a good throw for Walker. Boy, oh, boy. All right, let's move this over here so I don't have to crank my neck. I can watch the game right in front of here. Oh, so it was offsides on the defense, so that's good. So they're on the 14, so I'm guessing they're going to move about 5 yards on that one, and they'll take it. Again, this is the closing minutes. So Sam Darnold right now is 16 of 23, 150 yards on the day, but he's looking his best when they need him the most, kind of like Tim Tebow did back in the day, for all you Broncos fans out there. All right, so here we go. It's 1st and 5 now from the 9-yard line, and they are in the red zone. They're going to give a running play right up the middle, and they seem to be okay with taking some time off the clock. They don't want to put the ball back in Purdy's hands. They're still letting it tick. So it's under 50 seconds now. 4-point game. 49ers trying to hang on here. Shotgun, 2 out to the right, 1 out
to the left. Darnold, the ball. He goes to throw. It kind of slips out of his hands. Now it's recovered by the 49ers. Are they going to call that a fumble or are they going to call that an incomplete pass? Bosa running away with the ball in his hand. Salah's going crazy on the sidelines. If you don't remember, he is their he is their defensive coordinator again. Are they calling? Yeah, it's a fumble. Let's watch this. Holy cow, the 49ers are going to survive. And here it is. It was Bosa who came in with a swipe. He's dropping back. No! Bosa was bringing pressure up on Lucas, who was the offensive lineman. As he was pushing him back, Darnold went back to throw, and as he was pulling his hand back to throw, the ball came out of his hands, gets on the carpet, and Bosa recovers it also. There you go, first down San Francisco. How about that? The 49ers, all they got to do is kneel it down. My goodness. My goodness. Wow, and Bosa just dominated, just kept driving back that lineman and sat him back on his butt is what happened. And then he saw that ball on the carpet and he scooped it up. My God, Josh Wise is a happy guy right now. What a play. Sorry, Louisa. That is a tough one. And there they are in victory formation, and that's going to do it. Seahawks not going to use their last time out because why would they? So they are going to be walking off the field now. San Francisco 49ers going to walk away with their first win of the season in the first game. 49ers, man, looking good, but holy cow, what a scare the Seahawks gave them. And they're going to be talking about this one for a while. Is that his awareness? No, he was not freaking out. He was not seeing ghosts in this one. But wow, what a finish. You know, you're there, you're licking your chops. You figure you're going to win this game, right? No. Oh, Louisa, it's okay. Now you can be a temporary Bills fan. It's okay. And Sablan, great to see you this morning. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, and Etta, I hear you about that too. Connie Park Baza, great to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I know, what a freaking game. What a game, NFL. So I've thought about doing this. I definitely thought about doing this with football for the other games, especially Sunday Night Football, because it's my team, Bills and Ravens, and I could have a scoreboard on the screen for you too. We could talk about the whole thing. But I have a meeting at 10 o'clock. It's a tough one. Maybe. That would be me calling Clinton. Say, Clinton, we got to change this one. Oh, man, that is such a tough ending. Hey, at least it's only the first game of the season. You can't get too upset because it's the first game of the season. If it was like a game that you needed for the playoffs, I mean, you might because it's a divisional matchup, right? But still, at least it's not the playoffs. You didn't lose like a playoff game in that fashion. Oh, heartbreak in Seattle. But I'll tell you what, it's a good start to the season for the Seahawks. They look pretty good. Actually, they didn't look very good through the air. Sam Darnold ended up getting like a third of his yards on that last drive from the whole game. He didn't even break 100 yards. It doesn't matter as long as they win, right? I mean, I think that's the way it's supposed to be. But oh my. It's a tough one. This is a tough one. I hate it for you, but I'm happy for my 49er friends. Because, you know, you gotta find some love. As long as it's a good game, that's how I feel. Trust me, I'm used to, you know, the Buffalo Bills are good now, but for most of the time I lived here, they were not good. And I had to wake up and watch them lose, but I just enjoyed watching my team. The other part is, at least if they lost, as long as they played a good game or gave us a little bit of hope or something, kept us close. But yikes, man, yikes. Well, that's a tough one to finish off for you guys. Hey, speaking of exciting things, take a look at this picture that we got from Joshua Brazel. This was this morning. Yeah, there was a lunar eclipse this morning. So he posted about it yesterday, and it was going to start at 1:28. And I'm like, all right. I stayed up till 1:30 in the morning waiting for this thing. And I'm like, why is this not started? And I'm like, Brad, because you did not finish reading the whole thing. What ended up happening was the full-on eclipse was going to be in full effect at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, I'm already invested in this. So I went to bed. I'm like, I can't wake up again at 4 o'clock. I'm going to miss it. But thank goodness Joshua was there to get that shot. Well done. What a great shot. Josh Brazel, man. The razzle dazzle. Just really awesome stuff. It was a great shot. Well done, man. Well done. All right. Well, Brock Purdy finished the game. What did he go? 26 of 35 for 277 yards. He went 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And we'll find out if that was good enough or if I should have started him. We'll find out after the Bills game. We'll see how Josh Allen does. He's my starter. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for us today, folks. Do I have more stuff for you? I do, and I did. What else do we got? Do I need any of this other stuff? Let me see if I got this new update is out and see if they've got some NFL updates for you that I can give you, because that would be really cool. Let's see. No, I think they're going to wait till at least... Yeah, that's not going to work for you. And you don't need the previews anymore. But I do have a new resource for NFL previews that I might be busting out for you guys on Sundays. So that just means I got to work on Sundays, but it's not that bad. And that way you guys will have something to get excited about for football. Anything else? Let's see. I don't know what this is actually going to sound like. I have an idea. So I want to hear it. Hold on. Let's see. They call it End Zone, and I wonder if it's like the radio version of Red Zone. Let's find out. Is it live, or is it just a talk show? No, it's just a talk show, right? Let's find out. I think it's just a talk show. We'll find out real quick. They would put that it's live on here. No, it's not live. So not going to do it. But the preview shows for next Sunday, I think is going to be good to go. I've been looking for resources for this kind of stuff for a while. Got it. I feel pretty good about it. And I think you guys are going to like it. It'll be a nice little thing for you. All right. Well, that's just about it for today then. We kind of went all in on this stuff. So you guys have a great day. Let's see. Yes. All right. We got cool folks coming in this week. I'm really excited about it. Anyway, but we'll see you later this afternoon. We'll be there for that for that protest for PSS later. And we're going to be interviewing the students, the teachers, the administrators, asking them what they're doing and what they hope to get, and it should be great. So we'll see you then. Have a great day. We do have the latest news updates, so we're going to get you that before we go. Have a great day, Marianas. Here you go.
President Trump mulls more sanctions against Moscow. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News, following a massive air assault on Ukraine. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reports from the White House.
After Russia launched its largest bombardment of the war against Ukraine last night, over 800 drones and missiles, some of them ballistic, the president's told reporters this morning before departing for New York he's ready to move ahead with second-stage sanctions against Russia.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has reorganized his cabinet as the government seeks to address immigration issues. Fox's Stephanie Bennett reports from the London Bureau.
29,000 people have crossed in small boats across the English Channel since the start of the year. The statistics show that there was more than 1,000 people that crossed on Saturday. The government spent roughly £3.1 billion during the 2023-24 financial year to house asylum seekers in hotels, which in recent weeks has sparked several protests outside of them. The Labour Party and Prime Minister's popularity is plummeting in the polls. Conservatives have blamed the asylum increase on Labour's decision to scrap their plan to deport some of them to Rwanda. While Reform UK, led by Nigel Farage, he's gaining momentum. And if they take power, they want to deport 600,000 people within 5 years and want to house them in prefabricated detention centers prior to removal.
The UK's defense minister has confirmed plans to house migrants at military sites instead of hotels going forward. More demonstrations have been held in Chicago this weekend against expected immigration enforcement activity. President Trump defending his crackdown on big city crime.
We're going to clean up our city. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
President speaking before attending the U.S. Men's Open final in New York, where Spain's Carlos Alcaraz defeated defending champ and top seed Yannick Sinner in 4 sets. America's listening to Fox News.
This is Jason Chaffetz from the Jason Podcast. Join me every Monday to dive deeper into the latest political headlines and chat with remarkable guests.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcast.com
or wherever you download podcasts.
The Catholic Church has canonized the first millennial saint, as Fox's Lauren Green reports, known as God's influencer.
80,000, mostly young people, filled St. Peter's Square to witness Pope Leo XIV canonize the first saint of the digital age, Carlo Acutis. Acutis was just 15 years old when he died of leukemia in 2006, but from his earliest years, he showed an extraordinary devotion to the Eucharist. Acutis taught himself computer coding at a young age to document and catalog Eucharistic miracles around the world. 2 miracles were attributed to Acutis to pave the way for his sainthood. One was a Brazilian boy who had a sudden healing from a pancreatic condition, and also a young woman who was healed from a traumatic brain injury.
The church also canonized Pier Giorgio Frassati, a young man who'd been born to a wealthy family in 1901, who devoted his life to serving the poor. He died from polio in 1925. Hundreds of South Korean nationals detained by ICE a few days ago are being sent home. South Korea announcing an agreement reached with the White House. 475 people arrested last week during that massive immigration raid at a Hyundai facility in Georgia. The company says most were employed by subcontractors. Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba has announced he'll step down following calls from his party to take responsibility for the historic defeat in July's parliamentary elections. Shiba had initially resisted demands to resign, saying Japan faces key challenges, including U.S. tariffs and growing hostilities in the Indo-Pacific region. Resignation comes one day before his Liberal Democratic Party was to decide whether to hold an early leadership election. Shiba also held a meeting with his mentor before announcing his decision. I'm Jack Callahan, and this is Fox News.
I'm Janice Dean. Join me every Sunday as I focus on stories of hope and people who are truly rays of sunshine in their community and across the world.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcast.com.
All right. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I was going to go fade off, and that was going to be the end of it, but I want to listen to this. This is a comment from Jimbo Rayfan from many moons ago. Let's see. This dealt directly with the current, with everything with the public school system. Let's see if we can't make this a full screen for you. Want to get this ready for you. So hold on. Let me get the share screen. All right, hold on. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and play this. And let's hear. This is, again, from the Public Schools Forum. This is years and years and years ago. And let's see if we can't get it here and hear what good old Jimbo had to say. One second. This is when this was the candidate forum for board members for PSS. How about that? All right. Well, let's hear what it is. Let's hear what the quality is like.
You mentioned the 25%, and while it's a good thing, I mean, it sets a minimum. Bear in mind that's not a budgetable figure, right? 25% is an arbitrary number. I think I don't know where it came from, but it's an arbitrary number, and it could mean a quarter of $250 million this year, and it could mean a quarter of $150 million next year, right? So that's not a budgetable figure. Although it's nice to have a minimum. So we should know what our baseline figure is, right? And we work from that. And if on any given year we get more, we figure out what to do with it. But I think one of the worst things that government does, and I don't really know any way around it, but on any given year, if you get a surplus of money, government mentality is to go for it, right? Spend it as fast as you can because you're going to lose it next year. I think it would be nice if we could create some kind of reserve fund from year to year. So you're not having, PSS might be, 20 million in excess this year, and their feeling is they need to spend it now or they don't get it back next year. Maybe the board can look at figuring out why that is, man. I don't know what the law is that says PSS can't save money. Next year we might not have so much. So I think that's what it is. Know what's your baseline. Know what the minimum requirements are, budgetary needs are. Set up a system where you can create a sustainable budget going forward. Make sure you have money next year. We're all hinging on an economy that we don't know where it's going to go. Let's make sure we have money to save for next year. You mentioned the 25%, and while it's a good thing,
Let's do it one more time.
Bear in mind that's not a budgetable figure, right? 25% is an arbitrary number. I think I don't know where it came from, but it's an arbitrary number, and it could mean a quarter of $250 million this year, and it could mean a quarter of $150 million next year, right? So that's not a budgetable figure, although it's nice to have a minimum. So we should know what our baseline figure is, right? And we work from that. And if on any given year we get more, we figure out what to do with it. But I think one of the worst things that government does, and I don't really know any way around it, but on any given year, if you get a surplus of money, government mentality is to go for it, right? Spend it as fast as you can because you're going to lose it next year. I think it would be nice if we could create some kind of reserve fund from year to year. So you're not having, PSS might be, 20 million in excess this year, and their feeling is they need to spend it now or they don't get it back next year. Maybe the board can look at figuring out why that is, man. I don't know what the law is that says PSS can't save money. Next year we might not have so much. So I think that's what it is. Know what's your baseline. Know what the minimum requirements are, budgetary needs are. Set up a system where you can create a sustainable budget going forward. Make sure you have money next year. We're all hinging on an economy that we don't know where it's going to go. Let's make sure we have money to save for next year. You mentioned that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That makes sense. Oh, so why does that not happen? That is how we find ourselves in the same kind of predicament where we're at this year. It is a difficult place to be in, and we're going to see how it unfolds with the folks from PSS today. When we go and talk to them, when we hear what they have to say up there on Capitol Hill today when they protest the budget cuts that are happening. All right, folks. Well, we are going to call it a show today. We're going to wrap up. I want to say thanks to you guys for tuning in on this Monday morning. We'll be back again later this afternoon with the PSS protest. And I can't push off that meeting that we had because I would love to do the Ravens-Bills with you guys. So it's still possible. All right, guys, that's what we got for you today. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you guys again tomorrow morning. No question about it. It is Good Morning Marianas, and we're happy to be here.
We're bringing heat today, so let's get started. Woke up with smiles, the sun shining. Let the sun shine in. Got dreams to chase and a world to win. Turn up the radios, dance today. And let's dance through the day. Feel the vibe in the air. Come on, let's play. We live in love, making waves as we go. With every heartbeat.